And we are live. That sounds like what somebody says. What's like sounds like a sportscaster or Michael Buffer or Bruce Buffer. Like they say, we are live. But anyway,
Oh, that's like
welcome to
UFC,
Hannah.
right?
Yeah, there you go. You're into sports, right? I guess we'll talk about that in a second. Welcome to the Hannibal's Hungry YouTube channel, and I am with. Oh, wait. I got a super crazy echo just now. I'm with the very talented Mushi Moo. I check out your channel every day, basically. I sub to you very early on, and you one of the few that our job is not very complicated and it's not all that interesting, right? You're picking up
Right.
food and you're delivering it, but you make it interesting. You put energy into it, and you're also very raw when things don't work out. Like you don't cut a lot of your stuff that you usually like. Some people may just consider that something they don't want to express openly in front of
Right.
strangers, but you do that, and that's very. I appreciate that. I would say ride-alongs, especially the ones you do, is kind of daily. I watch you and Pedro. Like if you put a video out, I'm gonna watch it because it's quick. Like I like the fact that I don't even have an intro. You just jump into
Yeah.
your first order, which is good because a lot of us have the super long intro where we like drone on and ramble on and say, "Hey, can I add a subscribe? You can subscribe my channel or like my channel." You just go
Yeah.
straight to the point. Hey, we going over here, and so I appreciate. Thank you for coming on, man.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me. So this is pretty much my first live stream, so I'm excited to be with you, man.
Awesome. And I guess before I have I have a few questions, but I guess the one thing everyone is talking about today is the app not working, and you know I'm sure you've had to deal with that with Uber Eats, and I found something interesting. I never even heard of this thing called Down Detector, but I guess it's
Mhm.
used where you can know where the apps are crashing and whatnot. And someone posted this on I think Facebook. Um, this is all the times that the DoorDash app has not been working.
Wow.
From the 1st of August, the first, the second, the third, the fifth, the seventh, the eighth. All right,
That's too
now,
many times
that's
for
too.
1 month.
Yes. So my question is, don't bark. I'm live streaming. Okay. The idea that we go on Amazon your Amazon app, your Facebook app, Twitter. Now those things go down occasionally, but
Mhm.
not this many times. Like, what do you think about that? Like, DoorDash is supposed to be with a big tech giant, right? It's supposed to be with the big dogs, and they can't
Right.
keep their app for a single month straight. Like, what do you think about that?
Right. I mean, it's a multi-billion dollar company. You'd expect, especially something that people use to make money, right? People rely on this source of income. Their tech team, their IT team, just doesn't seem to care. It's also like Uber Eats as well, where they're not really looking out for the driver, right? They're not really looking out for anyone but themselves. And I don't know. I've talked about this before, but it just doesn't seem like they care. Really, it's if
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
if it's
it's
crazy, right?
frustrating.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
frustrating.
extremely frustrating because considering the amount of money they bringing in, DoorDash is bragging about 2 billion orders, and they can't get enough hamsters on the wheel to get the server to stay on for a week. Well, I pop on Amazon. I know a lot of people don't like Jeff Bezos. He's like, Lex Luthor or whatever. But majority of the time the app works. You know what I mean? Like Facebook, when Facebook or Twitter go down, it's a big news story. Like people freaking out,
Yeah,
everything's on fire. But we're kind of used to DoorDash just not working. Like every once in a while, you're out there and you have a order and you can't deliver it because you can't log back in. So you're holding
yeah.
this chicken McNuggets. You don't know. You forgot the address. This happened to me. And it's funny. It's been happening on Tuesdays a lot. I don't know. I could be just. I looked at that thing again.
No,
Like
I don't really
Tuesday
work
seemed like.
Tuesdays. The
Well, you're
thing
lucky. You
is,
you like you had to do it with it.
the thing I feel bad, especially for people when the app goes down and they're doing a delivery. I see it on Reddit all the time. People are always posting, I was in the middle of a delivery, I was about to drop off a delivery. And some people actually get contract violations because the app goes down. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like the app has no real structure to it. It's just kind of like go online, do what you can, and you're penalized even if it's not your fault. Uber Eats had that problem, if you remember, with those insane miles. People
Yeah.
got deactivated. It wasn't even their fault. Like they just accepted orders.
It's the I have a video kind of researching about how the algorithm is just totally messed up. It just doesn't make any sense. Before I get into it, I want to say hi to everyone in the chat: Flex, John, the Driven Dad, Militant Technologies. Appreciate you guys coming in, and everybody else that's in there as well. Check out Moochie Moose channel if you haven't. He is probably the most entertaining ride along guy in the game. You know, he doesn't have all the fancy smancy, you know, editing and stuff like that. He's using, you know, just energy and just jokes, and I think that's some talent right there, where you don't have to, you know. I think another thing too about, you know, I think me and you, we are grinding for our subscribers, right? Like we don't have like a one big viral video. I mean, I have maybe one sort of, but we grinding, and also like the idea, you know, we're not, we're not selling our sexuality. You know what I mean? Like we gotta grind. You know, unlike some subscribe, you know, some content creators. We won't say their names. Oh, we'll say their name. You know, that sexy bastard. You know, we don't have the sex appeal that Nugs have, a page over this long flowing hair. We gotta work for our subs. So, you know, me and you kind of have the same sub count. But yeah, just want to say hi to everyone in the chat. It's actually something else I saw from the I guess the next another DoorDash blackout. Anytime the app doesn't work for me, I just go home, or I'll just use a different app. Like I don't call customer service. I think probably did that once, realized that everyone's calling. It doesn't really matter. So this one person decided he's on a queue, and his place on, or her place online is 3,268. So how long do you think that person has to wait before they can get some service?
They're gonna be waiting forever. They're not even gonna get to talk to support. Support's gonna go home.
Yeah, by that time the shift is over, and he's like, if it doesn't work, just don't bother. I mean, I understand when you have the order, and I haven't got stuck with an order. The one time I got stuck, I remember the address, so that kind of saved me. But have you ever had an issue where you were stuck with the order and you didn't know, like, what did you do?
So it was one time I was working. The crashes for some reason always happen more towards the evening, right? They don't really ever happen during the morning or lunch. True. It was one time I was working evening, dropping off regular neighborhood, regular house. And the app, as I was getting close to the house, my map just stopped. And then I tried to go into the app had froze, and I didn't remember what house it was. Eventually, I was kind of just driving slowly, and there was a customer who was actually outside. Dropped the order off to him, and I couldn't complete the order after that. So I pretty much just ended up waiting, just clicking the button, trying to, when it crashes, at least on my end, I just try to keep clicking confirm delivery or complete delivery, whatever the option is. And it registers the click, but it doesn't go through. So what I ended up doing is just keep closing out the app and keep opening up the app until it works. But at that point, I'm also like probably 2 miles away from the customer's house. And then it gives you that notification of, are you sure you dropped the order off? And it's like, it's scary because like you can get a contract violation because customer at that point can just say they never got the order. So
yeah,
it sucks, man. It sucks
I think, and you know, you use all three apps, or the three main food delivery apps, and you know, it's kind of difficult to kind of deal with this in terms of, you know, especially if this is your main source of income, where you just can't rely on just one app. But you know, let's start from the beginning, man. Like, you've been doing a YouTube thing for a while, but you know, I know you had an origin story, a YouTube video, but I guess, you know, make, you know, quick, I guess, answer, you know, how do you start in gig work and how do you start on YouTube?
So how I started, well, first we'll start with the YouTube because I was doing that way before I ever did gig work. I was just watching, I love watching travel vloggers, and I always wanted to be a travel vlogger. I love adventure type videos. Started making little skit videos, started making videos about different countries. Because they're videos like that, they don't really, like DoorDash has a structure, right? Like it's just DoorDash, 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 DoorDash. Those videos that I was making were all over the place, so I wasn't really able to grow the channel. I ended up stopping, and then I got a job at Wendys. And my friend, this was during winter time, I think September, October, somewhere around there. He quits the job to do Uber Eats, just Uber Eats. And he was making around $700, $750 per month. Or no, per week. And Nice light.
My wife walked over and knocked the light off. All right, go ahead. Well, keep on.
So he was making triple the amount I was making working 40 hours. And eventually I was just like, man, I want to do this too. So without even no backup plan or anything, I just quit Winn-Dixie, got straight into Uber Eats. And it took a while to get on DoorDash and Grubhub, but Uber Eats was making me, again, $700 a week, which was a lot of money for the same hours working. And I would quit. I was working with my friend Ben because he also quit. Like everyone was just quitting this job. No one wanted to work a retail job, right? You don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
And he would work with me every day. And then he kind of got lazy. He didn't want to really work anymore. He was younger than me. He was like 19. So I didn't really fault him, but I felt lonely, right? I was just sitting in my car, you're doing orders. You feel alone. So I ended up buying a camera, and I kind of went back to my roots with trying to do adventure content, right? And that's kind of where it started with here. And now when I do stuff, it's just that's why if you watch my videos, the way they're structured is it's kind of like from morning to end. And in between, I'll show people like the different places I visit. Like if I'm down at the beach on the top floor, I'll show them this portion of the beach. And it's just it is DoorDash content, but I want it to be DoorDash adventure.
Okay. You know what? No, it does make sense. Before I continue, I missed a super chat from my boy John. Thank you for the super chat as always, bro. I know I've been bouncing around and I'm dealing with dogs walking around and it's a lot of distractions, but thank you for the super chat. What vloggers or travel vloggers do you watch? Is it I'm interested from YouTube and stuff like that?
So main one that I always watched was a guy named Harold Balder, and his videos are kind of like he's very unedited with how he does it. With this job, you have to edit. You can't just if I sit in the car with just the camera on, it'll be like 6 hours of waiting for orders and doing orders. So I kind of style my videos around the guy named Bald and Bankrupt, where he goes to different places, but he actually edits the videos to keep it interesting. And that's why you'll see my videos, they'll have a lot of cuts, as where if you watch like Pedro, for example, his videos are they're longer segments. I think that longer segments are cool because he has the charisma and the voice to talk. But for me, I don't know. I just kind of like the shorter clips. It gets to the point, and then put in some B-rolls here and there. And I've been adding a couple memes here and there. A lot of people are always like, "Yes, sir," and the "Let's go" and stuff like that, and just include that stuff into the videos. People like it.
Yeah. I like your style. I think we all, and that's the awesome thing about this community. Everyone has a different style. Your quick cuts, and you jump in with little jokes here and there, and the jokes like your sense of humor that connects with mine very much. We have a question in the chat, Mr. Flex. What nationality is Mush?
So my dad is Serbian and my mom is Croatian, but I was born in Germany. So I'm Serbo-Croatian, born in Germany.
Okay. Actually, John seemed like he had it right, unless John probably checked your channel out before. Well, maybe not. And then someone says the plaza. So like I always think like a drinking game, and when how many times anytime Mushi says the plaza, you take a shot, you probably be dead by then, right? Like that's your main hub, right? That's where you go and get your orders every day. And I guess I'm actually, how was your summer with Gigwork? It seemed like I'm just going by some of the videos that it was a challenging experience to say the least. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, because when I had quit my job and just jumped right into it, I was making like 3,000 and 3,500 a month, which was a lot at that time from making like 1,200. And it dropped down a bunch. And when I started doing the YouTube stuff with it, I stopped working anymore because I used to work all the way to 9 p.m. In my very early videos, I used to do that. But when I started uploading more often, it wears on you, like making the videos, editing them, trying to sleep, waking up early to do it over again. So even though I do make less money, I am working less hours in summer. And that's why in my videos I complain, because it's like, psychologically, I know I'm working less, but like I want to make the same amount of money. It's weird being your own boss because you don't have a set pay. Like you can make how much you can make if you're lucky.
Right. And I guess another question I can ask: do you still enjoy the gig work, regardless of some of the ups and downs, is this still something you're going to continue to do in the future?
Yeah, I mean, for the near future, I'm looking to continue doing it. Like the video I posted today, I do eventually, right? As I try to say this to people, the gig economy jobs aren't going to be as interesting as they are now. There's only so many videos you can make. There's only so many titles I can think about my Grubhub customer, my DoorDash customer. There's only so much you can do. In the future, I'm gonna transition. That's why I have my second channel in case things don't work out on this channel. But yeah, for now, as long as it's working out, I can see myself doing it for maybe another year, maybe 2 years, depending on the growth of the channel, really.
And let's talk about the second channel since you brought it up. Is this more like a passion project? Some things you're actually interested? Like, is it like a variety channel? Like, if you had to, if someone had asked you, "Hey, Moosh, what's your second channel about?" How would you answer that question?
All right, so again, this is modeled by Bald and Bankrupt. He had started a second channel called Daily Bald, where it was videos that weren't good enough to be on his main channel. Right. So there's a lot of things you can do in life that, just little clips, like my girlfriend goes and gets scratch offs, right? Let's see what we won, or challenges here and there that I wouldn't necessarily post on this channel because of the algorithm. The algorithm just wouldn't pick up those videos because they don't fit the genre of the channel. So that's what I made it.
Gotcha. Oh, Adam put in the chat. Oh yeah, happy anniversary. You went to the casino and found out he's not a fan of valet parking. Why are you not a fan of valet parking? Like what's
I don't mind it. It was my girlfriend, and the fact that her car was a mess, and the price, dude. They wanted $35 to park the car in the same garage that we were gonna go to anyway, on top of tip. Right, like I'm all for tipping people, man, but when it's $35 and like it's 10 feet away, I'm good.
It's interesting. So when you order food, do you pick it up yourself or you still get it delivered? I ask this everyone because usually I pick it up now, and I never did that before I started. Before I started, I would get it and have it bring, but now I'm always outside and I'll just go get it myself. But what about you?
So before the YouTube stuff, I did order a lot, and I'm a pretty fair tipper. I live close to a plaza, so it's cool. When my channel got bigger, I stopped ordering because I don't want people knowing where I live. Like, just being real, like I don't want, like, because there's people in my market that know me, and one time I ordered, and there was this girl. She had picked up the order. I didn't know the girl. She was like maybe in her 30s or 20s, 30s, something like that. And she gets the order, drops the food off, and she's just standing outside of my house, just like looking at my car and standing outside my house. And I was like, yeah, this girl probably knows who I am. So from that point, I never ordered again. I'll order if it's on my girlfriend's phone, but using my own name just for safety. I don't want people,
It's the price of fame, man. The price of fame. If you get more, and your channel's growing, so eventually you may have to deal with that. So so you have a very select, or I guess, area that you do your deliveries. So you see the same people or the same other delivery people all the time. Like how's that go? Like you guys have a community, you guys talk to each other, or is it like shush?
My dog's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not even my dog. I'm taking care of the dog. His name is Dorothy, and she's annoying. Anyway, she's a hound dog too. But do you guys have more like a competitive thing where you guys don't speak, or you guys kind of like talk to each other?
So there's a few people that I'm cool with. People nowadays, they don't really like to make conversations when I'm out in public. So a lot of times it's just kind of sitting there, standing around waiting for orders. There is a girl in my market. She parks like maybe 10 feet away from me. And every time me and her get an order, we always stare at each other. We don't know each other at all, but like I'll get an order and I'll look at her like, yeah, what's up? And then when she gets an order, she'll look at me like, what's up? Like it's weird. Like there's definitely rivalry in this job.
Yeah, you guys gonna scrap or something? Like, is this like Peter and the chicken? Like, y'all about to start fighting? Like, what? That's interesting, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
I try to be cool with people, but I don't know. Like, just some people, they just don't want to talk. That's fine, everyone do what they want.
I hear you. So your market. Well, before we get into the market, before you started or when you started to do your thing, what channels were you watching to learn how to, dash and how to do Uber Eats? Did you just kind of went on your
So
own, or you just watch a lot of YouTube videos and whatnot?
the main person was BZ. You know BZ?
Ah, man, yes, I do. Carla, seriously? Anyway, I'm in the dark, but you can still hear me. Yeah, I love BZ's intro. I'm not even gonna try to do it. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not
Dude, I
gonna
learned
try.
his thing like by heart. I
Yeah,
I I would drive and when I include him in the videos from time to time. I'll include like the clip of him like the when I'm transitioning from lunch to dinner and just some things like we're getting the bag, securing the bag.
yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah,
was like number one, and then number two, I watched a lot of Sarah Elizabeth because she was in the market. She's like in Bradenton
yeah.
or Brandon, somewhere around there. So those two people, pretty much. But it was
You know,
because of cryptocurrency. BZ, when he lost all that money, that for some reason I started watching his DoorDash videos too.
yeah, yeah. That was interesting. I saw that video too. Like that's one of his like largest viewed videos. But
Hmm.
you posted something similar where you lost a fair amount of money. Was it day trading or something like that?
Yeah, I would. I tried day trading, but it was more of a big gamble that the stock would go up in like a few months. I bought a contract for a few months out. Didn't
Yeah.
go my way because of regulations in another country, but I ended up losing like 10K, 10 or 11K. And then I got mad, so I put the rest of it in Dogecoin before
Mm.
it blew up. And then it went up like a penny, and then I sold it. And then it went up like another 60 cents. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Nice, nice. All right. Hold on a second, because this is Carla. Can you get this dog and put in your room, please? Give me a second.
Got you.
Dorothy, just let us stay in your room.
I'll read some comments here.
That's why I like to go in the basement. It's fine. It's fine. This is live. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. Damn it! All right.
Yeah, unedited.
Unedited. Uh, yeah. I'm started investing. Right, real small stuff. So, tell me, like, you've obviously been doing it a little longer. Give me some tips, man. Like, what should I do? Should I go on YouTube and just type in stocks and just watch those YouTubers that say, go buy AMC and buy GameStop until like should I spend all my money doing that? Like, wait, what tips you think you have for me?
Honestly, I was always kind of a fundamental guy. I tried to learn all of the fundamentals. I like analyzing things, right? The issue with America right now is that nothing makes sense. So GameStop should have never blown up the way it did, but a lot of people just ended up buying it, and AMC too, and I think BlackBerry, and there was another stock, Nokia. So the markets right now just don't make sense. If anything, there's a guy named Michael Burry, if you've heard of him from like The Big Short. He basically shorts everything out there. I learned to never short the market. There's a thing called calls and puts. Never buy puts unless like something terrible happens, right? Like the virus.
Right.
But pretty much just buy calls that are really far out, which means you think the stock price is going to go up on any company like Apple, and you'll make money. It's a slow way to make money if you go on like I think Super Stunk is a subreddit and Wall Street Bets. Everyone's just trying to make 100,000 overnight, so it's not really possible to do that. But just far far dated calls for a good company, you'll make money. It's slowly, right? And that's
Yeah, I've
uh,
I've noticed that, and I have put my money in crypto. Like I have, I got the Bitcoin, I got the Ethereum. That's it. Like I just went with the two big dogs. Have you have any crypto in your portfolio?
I used to. I had Bitcoin. This was back in 2017, so far back. I
Oh
had
yeah.
actually almost a whole Bitcoin and I saved up. I was working so hard for that. And I used to actually, I didn't know anything about crypto back then. I used to actually buy them from ATMs, not knowing that they were charging me like $3,000 over the price. But any
Jesus.
little money I had, I would just put it into Bitcoin. And then 2017, December, price just plummets down.
Mm.
And I was pissed. I lost all my money, and I was like, oh, okay. I pulled out, and then I tinted my Nissan's car windows with the last $500 I had, and I went back to work. I was like, what else am I gonna do?
So I guess your idea of day trading was I'm gonna try to make this a full-time thing.
Hmm.
And I guess
Yeah.
I guess it didn't work out. Well, you live, you learn. I mean, yeah, like I do a little bit of trading just because you're trying to find other ways to make money. But you have YouTube, you have gig work. You have any other ways, other streams of income, or things you're thinking about doing?
So because this DoorDash for us is classified as financial, the financial sector, I guess you can say, we our CPM is really high because advertisers pay us more money to have ads put on our videos. I was thinking of going back. I used to do eBay reselling a little bit way back. I was thinking of bringing it back. I went to Goodwills, I went to Salvation Armies, thrift stores. It's really hard to get into different side hustles right now because no one really wants to have a real job. Everyone kind of wants to do side hustles and make money on their own way. So it's really hard in whatever, like, you think of DoorDash and Uber Eats, how hard it is to make money in certain markets. I was making thousands of dollars reselling, and now you'll go to a garage sale, you'll see like two, three people with GoPros on their head,
Making
filming
videos,
themselves.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
It.
so it's hard.
It's funny you talk about the flipping thing because yeah, I won't lie to you. I've been watching a few videos over the last couple of days of flippers, and I've followed this one guy. He's the flipping accountant. Apparently, he's accountant by day, and at night he's flipping stuff. And he's going to Walmart buying Lego sets, and I love Legos, so like at least that's something that I have an idea of. And he's getting like these super really good clearances, and I'm like, maybe I'll go to my local Walmart and try to buy some Legos. But like you're right, it's something that none of us want to work at W2 anymore, but we can't all not we can't be all be doing DoorDash, right? Like we all can't do that. Let me ask you another question. I guess the oversaturation, do you think things will get better in the fall, in the winter time?
Probably, yeah. I think it'll get better. From what I've seen on Reddit, from what I've heard from other people, because I didn't work a full year of DoorDash yet. Well, almost. In October, I guess it'll be a full year. But from what I read from other people, they always say that summer. Well, this it's kind of also with retail, right? Back when I worked at Winn-Dixie, we had slow season. Our hours were cut. So I'm pretty much assuming once wintertime hits again, and Florida's a tourist destination, so people are going to be coming here from colder states. So I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll get better, at least in my market for when fall comes around. But I'll just have to wait and see because it's tough now because there's a lot more drivers, right? DoorDash added hundreds of thousands of drivers in every market. So
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating. I guess it get I mean, like say you've analyzed and stuff like that. Do you think DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub is a valid business model that can actually grow into a profitable business?
into my
Just the way it's structured. Yeah.
So did you know that Grubhub's actually been around for like 20 years?
I've heard about that. Like, is it they started just as an online menu thing or something
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They
yeah, yeah.
started online. So you would assume after that amount of time, Grubhub would have to be profitable, right? DoorDash, I also believe, is profitable because their stock price is incredibly inflated. Uh, they have a lot of money on hand. What they're doing is they're just spending more than they're making uh, for the paperwork, right? For the taxes. I don't believe that they're struggling. Uber Eats definitely is not struggling with rideshare, and I mean they've taken over the taxi business. They have a good market share on food. I believe all of them are profitable. They just don't want to actually come out and say that they are. Why? I don't know, but I personally believe that they are.
You're not the only one. Pedro kind of told me something. That's why I asked the question because he was talking about, hey, I've worked in not as big business as DoorDash, but he worked in a restaurant, a casino, and you could look at your P&Ls and you could manipulate and change some numbers and make it seem like you're at a loss when you're not. And I just thought that's possible because they keep saying that we're not profitable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, you look at the stock price, and some people are bullish, but there's some people just flat out say, "Hey, this business model doesn't make sense." I remember reading something from Domino's. I don't know if it was a Domino's CEO, but he's saying, "Hey, listen, we never made money on deliveries. We make money on the product. I don't know how anyone can make money being the middleman, taking some money from the restaurant, taking some money from the customer and giving us $2 offers. You know what I mean? Like how can they become profitable?"
I mean, when you're doing more DoorDash, especially Uber Eats, when you're doing more Uber Eats orders, check and see how much the customers are actually paying in fees. Because in my market, customers will pay like $10 plus in fees alone, $10, $15 in fees. And then on top of that, still have to tip, which is sad. Those customers are getting absolutely shafted on the fees and tip and the price of food being inflated. They make a lot. They make a lot.
Oh, Milton Technologies asks, what market are you in?
So it's technically the Tampa Bay market, but I work in Seminole, Florida, basically.
Florida. He enjoying that sweet, sweet freedom. How's the freedom?
Well, it's.
I'm in New York, by the way. So like, go ahead.
So we're definitely not like New York. It's very split because in the beginning nobody wanted to wear masks. Now it's so weird. People will wear masks going to the grocery store, but will not wear masks going out to eat. And they'll be in a full restaurant, packed restaurant with a bunch of people. Yesterday when I was at the casino waiting in line, there was like 50 of us waiting in line to get into this one restaurant place inside the casino. There's just no one's wearing a mask. Like it's weird how it's split up. It's my girlfriend, she tells me to wear a mask. I don't. I'm vaccinated. I don't think I need it, but I don't know. It's just
so it's not as because it may seem like the narrative, like you go online, you assume that everyone in Florida says I'm not dealing with the mask, but it's definitely more split. It's probably split everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
And as we talked about that, driving with Ellen, great comment. Prayers for UDM. UDM is not doing well. He got sick maybe a week or two ago. He's in the hospital currently. The COVID really got him in a really bad place. Hopefully he had a community post a couple of hours ago. He's gonna fight it, and prayers to UDM because he's definitely needed. His family and it's not a joke. I say as much as we all joke around, like it's not a joke. Like take care of yourself. Go take care of your doctor and all that type of stuff because. Yeah, man. I believe he's in Florida as well. And he got it, and he said he lost 12 pounds. So hopefully things turn around real quick. Do you know anyone who had it and it had him in a bad way, or like did you ever had it?
I never had it, and back when it first really broke out is when I was still working at Winn-Dixie, and I was working with just people every single day. A bunch of people didn't want to wear masks still at the time. They were telling us in the beginning, if you remember, you don't need it. So it broke out a lot more because of that. And then I never actually knew anyone that had it. I keep my circle small, though. I don't really have a bunch of friends anymore. I don't like my girlfriend, for example, huge group of friends. I can't do that anymore. Back in high school, I did that. I like to keep a few people around, few people that I can go to. But no, never really knew anyone that had it. Everyone that I know got vaccinated, so.
Okay. Interesting question. Why you have a small group of friends?
Just never really. Well, when you have, how do I explain it? When you have a big group of friends, you have all of these people that tell you, like, "Hey, bro, don't do this," or like, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should stick to this. You have a lot of people that tell you you can't do something. I don't like that. I hate when people tell me that I can't do something. The people that I keep around, when I go to them. Like my best friend, I'll say, "Hey, bro, I'm about to go do this. I'm gonna go make some money." He'll be like, "Heck yeah, man, go do it. You need some help?" I have a friend. He works in a clothing shop. He owns the clothing shop. I'm like, "Yo, I make shirts. You'll help me sell it?" He's like, "Bro, I'll help you. I'll put it on the front. I'll put it right in front of the store for you." So when you keep your circle small, you get more motivated, and you don't have people in your ear saying, "You can't do this, can't do that." So.
No, great point. Have you had experiences when you went to talk to someone and you know they asked, "Oh, what you do for a living?" and you said that, or your family members did have like a negative reaction when you say you do this kind of gig work?
So I'm gonna try to keep it quiet for this one.
All right.
Uh, my parents don't know what I do online. I don't want to tell
Mm,
them. I have a brother-in-law where I was talking to him because he started his own business, and I was like, "How come I never knew about it?" He's like, "I just never told anybody." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Because if I told people, they'd be like, why are you doing it? I don't. People will never see your vision, right? When you do something, you're the only one that has the vision. So my parents, they don't understand why I'm doing this. Like my parents are 50 years old. They want they're it's go to school, get a job, marry, you know, that's it, right?
yeah.
I don't want that, right? I want a life where I can do whatever I want. That's pretty much why.
That's what's up. You know, it's funny. We have that thing in common. When I started my channel, I told no one except my wife and my mother. Told
Mhm.
no one else. I could have told people, but and it's totally interesting, you know, that dynamic. Like, you know, me and you kind of just did it, and then like now I can say, like, yeah, motherfucker, I got 2,000 subscribers. Like, yeah, you want to look at my stuff now?
Yeah,
Before I
yeah,
didn't. I just kept it to myself, and that kept me going. And you're right. Like a lot of times when you want to start something special, you don't want any negative voices, even when
mhm,
they think they're doing it for your benefit. Like because you know people do care, but a lot of times
yeah,
they're speaking out of their issues, their why they didn't try their dream, why they
mhm,
didn't pursue something. So you
yeah,
definitely want to keep clear of that, which is interesting too. Pedro did the complete opposite. Like Pedro, when he started his channel,
yeah,
he literally made a shirt first day or the
yeah,
first week. So it's interesting how we all have different ways of promoting ourselves. But
yeah.
I think with you, even with your second channel, man, like I saw you was playing video games. I think whatever you decide to do, man, you'll be all right. Like I think your personality just kind of grows to where you can play video games, you can do flipping if you want, you can do DoorDash,
Yeah.
Grubhub, you know, like it's just that YouTube algorithm, man.
I mean,
It's a
what
it's a
it's all
beast.
about with this online work that we're doing, it's really all about charisma. You could sit in your room and talk about cleaning out your closet, but if you have good charisma, uh, people will watch you, right? If you're interesting, people will watch you. If you're coming up with different things, um, there's a lot of from time to time I'll type in DoorDash and Uber Eats on the YouTube search just to see what other people are doing, and I'll watch some of the smaller channels and some of the things that they're doing, right? I don't comment, right? I just kind of sit back and I watch. I try to learn different things.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like they're not doing anything new, but they're saying subscribe to my channel. Like the first like 5 seconds, hey, subscribe, like the video. I when I started my channel, I saved that all the way to the end, right? I didn't want people to. I don't want people to subscribe to my channel unless they're actually going to watch, because that throws off the algorithm. If you just have, um, there's like there's people with 10,000 subscribers that are doing this, but they're getting maybe 2 to 3 thousand views. It throws the algorithm off. So I don't want people to subscribe unless they're actually watching.
No, and I'm sure you researched this too, because that's a lot of. I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, don't just ask for people to subscribe that not going to watch. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't tell anyone because, to be honest, none of my group of friends and family do gig work. So only
Right.
if they mention it, then I won't shut up about it and talk to them about gig work because that's all I
Hmm.
talked about. But you're
Yeah.
right. You don't want to bring people just to get us subscribed. You want people to watch. You want them to watch the whole thing, hopefully. And I think
Hmm.
like with your content, it's not, like I said, it's a good 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes you go a little bit longer of
Yeah.
just your best cuts, and I think
Hmm.
but I guess you already kind of said it. If you want to give someone advice on how to do a good ride along, like I want
Hmm.
to be a good ride along vlogger, what would be your tips? Like if you had 5 tips or 3, like what would be your tips of how to be a good uh ride along vlogger?
So tip number one is you have to be humble, right? You have to learn humility. When I started doing this, when you have really low subscribers and you're sitting there recording yourself in your car and people are looking at you and they don't know you, they don't know what you're doing. Uh,
Mm.
it can be a little embarrassing. And still to this day, sometimes like if I'm sitting next to a group of like teenagers, like four of them are in the car, Sometimes I won't even pick up my camera. I'll wait until I'm a little bit farther down. So you definitely have
Yeah.
to learn humility. You have to learn patience. I've been doing this for 2 years now, YouTube for 2 years, and it wasn't until the second year, towards the very end of it, that my channel started doing good. It pretty much those two things: humility
And what
and
do you
yeah.
go ahead?
No, you're good.
Oh,
You're good.
what was the video that got you going? Do you know what was different about it? Was it just the consistency, or like what you thought changed from that one video? Like from there to like now you're growing pretty good right now.
So when I started doing this again, I started with about like 350, 400 subscribers,
Mm.
and I was never into making really cool thumbnails. I'm lazy. Like I just don't like if I could add like a word to it and a picture of me, cool. I always thought that the title was the most important thing, and it wasn't until I think it was the base pay update where it was like dropped down to $2.50. That video ended up getting me like I think 7 or 8 thousand views, and I got a bunch of subscribers from that. And then I always switched up my titles. So there was in the beginning it was like $200 Tuesday or like 250 in like 6 hours, and then I'll switch it up to DoorDash driver does this, DoorDash driver does that. And lately, what I've been doing now, switching up the titles to my Grubhub customer, my DoorDash customer, my Uber Eats customer, and you have to be able to do different things, right? Some things won't work. Some of my videos, when I upload it, they'll be like, on the rankings, it'll be like 10 out of 10. Like no
Right,
one's
right.
watching it in the beginning, but just keep trying different ththings, and eventually something is gonna work, right? You can't be wrong every single time.
You got it. Yeah, I mean, I know of a couple of videos, like a lot of the training videos, like Think Media, those people that make videos on how to do well on YouTube. They basically say you should not quit unless you at least hit 100 videos. Like you have to put enough effort for, like I said, the YouTube algorithm to work,
Mhm.
for you to really get it, because your first video is gonna suck. I don't even watch my first video. It's embarrassing. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm still working on it. Like I'm still stuff I need to work out. Like you said, YouTube is a personality game.
Yeah,
You have to exude it, and it's taking me a while to express myself talking to an inanimate object. Like I could talk to people, but you have to
right.
talk to this brick thing, and then try to, like, UDM is just so good at it. Like he's laughing,
Yeah.
and he's so personal. I'm like, I can't laugh at myself on a camera, like unless something funny happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
A lot of
you're
times I'll end up, a lot of times, my videos, if I wanted to, I could post like 30, 45-minute videos. A lot of my clips I end up taking out just because I'll redo them. Like if I'm sitting at the plaza and I say something and then I'll think of something in the middle of what I'm saying, I'll restart the clip and I'll do it over again. And I fumble a lot over my words. It's because there's a lot going on. You're driving, you're doing orders, you're thinking about a lot of things, and people need to kind of understand that when they want to do this, if someone wants to try this out for themselves, you're gonna mess up. Like I've sat in my car cussing at my camera hundreds of times, dude. Like it's part of the game.
it's a lot of effort to do, especially with what you do, and those the everyday kind of vloggers where you guys are filming yourselves, you're trying to be personable, you're trying to be interesting. On top of that, you're looking at your phone, and you're multi-apping and driving. You're doing so many different things at once. You must be, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're just like, I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed. Like
Yeah. As soon as it hits 7, you'll hear in all my videos, it hits 7 o'clock. Guys, I think my market's dying. I'm not getting any. It's been 2 minutes. I'm not getting any orders.
Yeah, and I'm tired. You got to go home and edit, and like you said, you don't have a lot of free time. So what do you do when your free time? Is just sleeping? Is just chilling? You're driving. You're basically doing full-time hours to a certain extent, and you got to edit. So what do you do during your free time?
So I'll run you through my full day real quick because I don't understand how I lose time either. So I'll wake up every morning at about 9:10 to 9:15. I'll make sure everything's good with the video. I'll upload the video. Then from that point, from 9:15 to about 9:30, I'll watch the entire video. I don't premiere it, but I'll just kind of upload it and I'll watch it just to make sure that everything's good. From there, I get up, get ready for work, eat, brush my teeth, shower, and then from there, go to work. Because it's a little drive to the
Yeah.
plaza from where I live. I get to the plaza around 11, and then from 11 to 1:30 to 2 p.m., work the one shift. I come home, walk the dog, eat, and I was on my channel doing 2 videos a day. If I could give anyone advice, don't do that. It's a
that's a
lot
that's a
more.
that's a lot of work. It's a lot
It's
of
a
work.
lot of work. I was doing that, and it would take up time, walk my dog, eat. Then I had probably an hour to relax, and then I'd go back out for dinner. Dinner from about 5 to 7:30, 5 to 8 lately, and do that. Come home. I gotta eat. I gotta spend time with my girlfriend, spend time with family, walk the dog again, feed the dog, then edit the video, and then my day is just that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it was even hard to like. I could have done more live streams with people, but it's like no time. Like I don't
Yeah,
know how it goes away.
we put so much effort into this, and first you still like even for me personally, I feel like I'm not putting enough effort into it, but I'm sure I'm putting as much as I can. Also, family stuff. It's definitely a grind, but it's a grind that I appreciate. Someone put in, and they saw the first Mushi video yesterday. Oh, just yesterday. They're just gonna sub to your channel. Yeah, sub to his. If you have not seen Mushi Moose videos, go watch it now. You can binge basically because it's just so fast. Like you just jump right in. Again, you don't like I said. You don't do the please subscribe to my channel and like my
Yeah.
video. You go. We got to order right now. We got some Chinese food action. We got some Big Mac action. You just go straight in there. So that whole action thing, where do you get that from? Or that's just part of your vernacular? You just from the womb, you just started
So
saying action.
so before YouTube had a huge transition into more family-friendly content, there was a channel that I watched called the Hodge Twins, and in my life, I
I
always kind
know
of
who they are.
struggled. You
Yeah,
know
no,
them,
they are. Go,
right?
yeah, go ahead.
And I would watch their relationship advice because it would be the worst advice ever. Like you could watch them forever. Like someone would get cheated on, and they'd be like, "Now don't go over there and hurt this person now." And then
Yeah,
they'd be like, "Oh, now imagine your girlfriend doing this with this other man."
they're
So they would
funny. They're
always
funny.
say, yeah, and they would always be like, "Oh, like they always use the term action as well." And for some reason, I just started using it too, like just throughout my life. And when I started making the videos, I was like, oh, and I also wanted to stand out, right? A lot of people, well, I don't know a lot of people, but you'll watch drivers, they'll be like, oh, we got a Chipotle order. Oh, my dog, sorry. We got a Chipotle order.
Yeah,
I switched it up. We got some burrito action. McDonald's,
yeah,
we got some Big Mac action. Just
yeah.
trying to stand out.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. Like you said, you're doing this by yourself. You gotta try to keep the energy going. And I guess in your market, you gotta do a lot of fast food. Do you have any fast food on your blacklist? Like restaurants, it doesn't matter. They could be giving you $20. You will never go in there.
Burger King and Wendy's. Absolutely hate those two. They don't start the order. There's certain Burger Kings, they'll start the order, but then other ones that just don't care. And then Wendy's just all around. They don't start the order until you get there. And for some reason, customers are always very prone to ordering like 4 large drinks from there. And those drinks are like this big.
Like
I
2 liter
hate dealing
drinks.
with it.
All right. So everyone hates Wendy's. Chat, do you guys like going to Wendy's to pick up orders? Maybe instead of doing a day of rest for DoorDash, how about we do a day of rest for Wendy's? No one pick up any Wendy's food. First of all, you're gonna be there for 2 hours anyway. I don't know anyone who likes Wendy's like that. I feel like that's the one restaurant that everyone has on their number one. Don't go there list. Or someone says Popeyes. I had some decent Popeyes interactions where their food it may not be there immediately, but 2 minutes. Because a lot of times you just got to put everything together. But Wendy's is a constant. You either they make you wait on that drive through, or they walk in and everyone looks at you like you got a third head and don't want us to talk to you. They give you, and you get a couple of other drivers angry. They're on their phones. It's like, why even bother? I don't know.
Yeah, I just as you do it more and more, you kind of learn the places you should and shouldn't pick up from. Sometimes if it's really slow, though, I'll give them a chance. But if the drive-through is long and there's line inside, Not worth it.
My boy John, he says Wingstop, Buffalo Wild Wings. I had some decent. I don't go to Wingstop. Yeah, Wingstop is bad. Buffalo Wild Wings is cool. Yeah, Wendy's is on his hell not list. Yeah, Wingstop. The one thing I don't like about it is they will pack a really big order in the thinnest brown paper bag. And there's been a few times when I did take it that it would almost break as I'm walking to the car. Like you have to bring the hot bag. So I'm not a big fan of that. You said Chipotle. I give and take. Some it depends on the time. If it's really busy, no, I don't like it. If it's the hottest point of my day, I don't go to Chipotle. You have a Chipotle in your area?
Yeah, I got some Chipotle. In my market, they're not that bad. It's like the one place people are actually willing to work. It's always like the same faces. You go into restaurants, you'll always see different faces. But my Chipotle hasn't been really bad ever. Unless if they're slammed with like a bunch of customers, of course, any restaurant's going to be slow. But Chipotle in my area is not bad. I hate their bags too. I've had them multiple times rip. It's not good.
Yeah, I think it's like the heat of the meal, and they work on their paper bag technology. If that if those words ever came together at the same time. And you have all three apps. Your favorite app to work is what?
Probably Uber Eats. Eats, yeah.
I agree. I mean, the orders. I think I make more money when I do go out. I make more money on DoorDash, but Uber Eats, I just don't get as many problems. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously they had that big issue where they were just giving away money a couple of days ago, but usually the app works for the most part. It's DoorDash where 1 minute it works, 1 minute it doesn't.
Well, with DoorDash was sorry.
No, go ahead.
With DoorDash, it did used to be my main app, but if you watch my videos, every single order pops up as $6.50. So I'll get double orders on DoorDash for like $11.75, and your completion rate matters. So if you take it and then unassign one, you get dinged for that. Whereas on Uber Eats, I'll have double orders show up for like $20. Wow, my dog's loud. You'll have double orders show up for like $20 for 2 miles. So that's the reason I like Uber Eats more.
Okay, well, don't worry about the dog, man. This is the dog show. Dogs barking over here, dogs barking over there. No problem at all. You have any of the shopping apps like Instacart and Amazon Flex and those Roadie? There's so many. I don't even know.
I was gonna try doing it. I'm not a big fan of shopping. I don't like shopping. I know you can make a lot of money. I've heard other drivers in my market, they'll talk about doing Instacart, making more money. Never was I'm just not a big fan of doing that. I was going to sign up for Amazon Flex at one point because it was really slow. But just with the food delivery and the YouTube, I'm making enough to live a comfortable life. I don't really need to do anything else right now.
Okay. Well, you know what? If the one thing we'll do, I know we're coming to the end here, but you should just sign up. I don't feel like us men don't want to shop. And goddamn it, we gotta change the stereotype. We gotta go in there and shop for orders. I don't know. I feel like it depends on the market. Like I think dense markets where if your food delivery is just so quick that you wouldn't make as much money if you did an Instacart because it takes a minute to go there, it takes a minute to shop, where you could have did 2 orders in the same time. So it depends on your area. I feel like people further out, Instacart probably does better. I don't know, but you should definitely try it out. I don't have it on Amazon Flex in my area, so I couldn't tell you anything about it. But yeah, you're in Florida. Chad is in Florida. Try. And you know what you cheat. What you do is when I first started Instacart, I took my wife. Like, come over here. You know where everything is. Like, I go to my local grocery store. I have no idea where anything is. Where's the peas at? Where's the, like it's been times I would spend way too long by myself. And I'm like, I'm not making any money. But
especially on those huge orders that are like 7. I've seen like I don't know how those batches of like 70 items. That's not for me.
Yeah, like your anxiety would just like it'll just destroy. You'll just be like in a fetal position. Like, why did I decide to pick this? Like, Gig Life, he did a 3-batch order, like I was a Sam's Club or a Costco. It was like one of those big. Did three batches, 3 different deliveries. It was crazy. He already said like, don't ever do that. So if you do get on Instacart, don't ever take 3 batches of anything. It's not worth it. All right, so the last thing I want to talk to you about was that one video you did. Like I said, your titles are amazing. Your titles, you basically like you make it into a TV show, like an episode, like a sitcom. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
what happened to Mushy Moo today? Like,
Mhm.
DoorDash or Grubhub realized you was multi-apping, like caught you slipping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Caught you lacking.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's interesting. But the one that you was really, really mad. I think it was like either it's the title's like breakdown or meltdown or DoorDash driver had a melt.
I've had so many of those.
But it was like particularly one that you would just. It probably wasn't even the longest video. I think you just realized like this wasn't it.
Yeah.
When you have those kind of days, what do you do to get yourself, make yourself feel better? Like, what are your strategies when you just have a day where just things are just not working out? Like, what do you do?
So when my channel was a lot smaller and I had days like that, I could just go home, right? I could just be like, oh yeah, I don't feel like working, I'm done. Now that the channel's bigger, I'll have so many people talking crap. Like, what are you doing? I'll have so many people talking crap. That's my girlfriend. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'll have so many people talking crap. Like, bro, stop being a baby. Go work. Don't let one bad order discourage you, or you got to just keep going. I do it to kind of like motivate people. Whereas if someone can watch me have a really, really bad day and still end on a positive note, I motivated someone to, keep going in life. I think I like that. I like having that ability.
Yeah, you know what? And the internet is full of negative and terrible people. Like, it's nice to have a positive message there.
Yeah.
Does your girlfriend does she do gig work as well, or she has a W-2?
Nah, she works at a restaurant. She's a server.
Oh, okay. And she does she help you out with the orders at all, or she just does your thing, you do your thing?
Oh, in the beginning, we went together because I was scared to do it by myself. But someone sitting in the passenger seat, I wouldn't want to do it either. Someone like just riding, especially when you don't have Wi-Fi. She always complains about Wi-Fi, and it's just not fun sitting there watching me work.
It's funny. It's some couples they like that. Like I think I took my wife once, and there were no orders, and then she was like, "So this is what you do?" I'm like, "There's no orders. What do you want me to expect? Get out the car." But we're fine. Like we're not gonna get divorced anytime soon. It was a bad day. Like you try to show off. Like, yeah, look at all the orders I get, and then like nothing.
Yeah, it was like the worst day ever.
And they look at you like, so this is how we're gonna support our child? Like you've making like, why there's nothing happening? I'm like, yeah. I don't know why. All right, man. But check out Mushy Moo's channel, man. Like his second channel, like he's super, super entertaining dude. Any questions? Wait, who said what put that there? I never seen probably so calm and relaxed. So is this your bro? No, this is how you are outside of the the gig work. Yeah. Okay, I mean, people are
just some chill guy. When you meet me, I've had people meet me in public, like people will be like, "Hey, what's up, driver?" And I'll be like, "Huh?" And then they'll be like, "Hey, you're pretty calm, man." I'm like, "I'm just picking up an order, man."
What do you think they're gonna you're gonna start yelling at them like we're gonna do some action? We're gonna like we expect like no one can keep that energy up. Like who would want to do that all day unless you're on coke or something like that? Like I say the price of fame, man. The price of fame. Yeah. Oh, there's one video John put up. DoorDash driver cheats on his girlfriend. Yeah, that was a funny ass video, man. Like you got some bangers, man. Like you're gonna get up there, man. Like just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're gonna be all right, man.
Thanks,
wait, I'm not. Wait, what? We're not even gonna put that up on there. Any questions? Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Any questions we have for my boy? If not, then I'm sure he got work tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I do got work tomorrow. There's the Alexander guy. I can see him too. He's always on my comments. Dude, there's 2 people under every single video without fail. I'll know 2 people are gonna comment something crazy, something just to like make me reply.
You know what I do? Like what I do, like at least that my tactic is anytime somebody posts something that's clearly not at my, maybe not even derogatory, even if it's critical. If it's like a legit criticism, I may reply. But a lot of times, even if they say something clear, like, "Yo, Hannibal, you're ugly," instead of me crying and being upset and like questioning my existence and drinking and then like getting mad at my kids, my kid and my wife, and they don't know why. All I do is like it and heart it. First of all, there's sometimes this message. I see a comment. The person clearly did not watch the video. Like, did not. Yeah. You could tell by the context of the like. I like it and heart it. Why? First, just to know, like, I'm not gonna respond, and also to confuse the person that's trying to attack me. It's like, oh, all you did was that. Like, what are you gonna do? I can't believe you hearted at you, son of a bitch. You can't, because I just did that, and the conflict has been resolved. I don't know. That's just my tactic.
To add on to your thing with the comments where people don't watch the video, I'll have videos where the title, right now, what I'll do, my Uber Eats customer, and then something ... I'll have comments of people saying, bro, you should try Uber Eats. And I'm like, bro, what video did you click?
Did you, you know, and another thing too, I've realized sometimes some content creators, they will do I'm gonna respond to comments video. And I can't stand this. If you don't like my video, don't watch. Yeah. I won't ever do that. If you hate watch or you're watching, it's all good. Like there's nothing gonna come about me calling you out or anything like that. Like I like to call out other content creators, Uncle Ben. But other than that, I'm not interested in going with random sin. Like, all right, cool. I suck. All right, let's move on. You know what I mean? But yeah. If you want to get some views, man, just attack some highest subbed guy, and that's how you get it. Oh, see, that's exactly, Milton. Views are views, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what else you gonna do? Yeah, man. Thank you, man. It's been really fun, man. Really fun. Like I said, everyone gets to see you outside of work. You chill. You're not yelling at people right now. Yeah. They'll see your next video at 9:00. Someone actually put a comment. I forgot to put it up. That your morning videos is a great way to start the day. That's what one person. I forgot the person wrote there. Well, you I think you put it on 9:00. I think.
Yeah, 9:15. I get those comments too. People are like, "Man, I love starting my day watching your videos," and I'm like, "You got all these people you can watch. You watch me." Like,
yeah, man.
It's humbling.
It's good, like, because your energy is good and high for the morning, and we're all going to be doing the same things you're doing, and you already got that kind of, all right, we got this action, we got this going, let's move it. So definitely keep doing what you do, bro. And thank you for talking for me a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I've wanted to do a live stream for a while, man. I'm happy I got to do it with you. I've been watching your channel for a long time too.
Listen, if you're interested, I would like to do this more often. And I talk to Pedro like once a week. I would like to do more, like bring some other content creators and stuff like, gig workers. We all do 3-4 of us just talking shit. Maybe you'll see what Nugs is doing. What's that? Oh, okay. Oh, now he said something nice to you. Wish you had some Big Mac action. Oh, he's your friend. Be nice. All right, but on that note, have a good night, everyone. Thank you again. We should follow him, man. Great channel, and have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night, man.
All right.